So in the last video we learned how if we combine a real number plus an imaginary number, we're going to get a complex number. If we take a real number, subtract off an imaginary number, we're going to get a complex number. If we add two complex numbers, we're going to get a complex number. And if we subtract two complex numbers, we're going to get a complex number. Now what if we multiply two complex numbers? So I have a complex number what am I going to get here? So we're going to find that out. So we're going to start. I'm going to write my two complex numbers as a product of binomials. I'm going to write them as a product. So let's have 5 plus I, and then we're going to have 4 minus 2i. And we're just going to multiply the binomials. We know how to expand products, so that's our expansion. And once again, we're going to multiply 5 times 4 is 20. I'm going to write it up here, 20. And then 5 times negative 2i, that's negative 10i. And then plus I multiplied by 4 is 4i, and then I times negative 2i, that's going to give us a negative, and then 2i squared. So immediately I see I have a real number and I have imaginary numbers. I have two imaginary numbers. This right here, this term might be a real number, so we don't know. And well, as of right now, we can't combine anything but the imaginary number, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We have negative 10i plus 4i. We're going to write that as negative 6i. 20. And then we have a negative 2i squared. So we'll write that 2, and hopefully you memorize your powers. Even if you didn't, you should know that I squared is negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 1, that's just 2. Negative 2, negative 1, that's positive 2. And now we can combine the 20 and the 2, 22. And we have 22 minus 6i as our final answer. So now we know that if we multiply two complex numbers, we're going to get another complex number. Since 22 minus 6i, that's a complex number. We have a real number minus an imaginary number, which we see right here. Right? No. Yeah. We see right here that, and we see at the top that if we have a real number minus an imaginary number, we're going to get a complex number. And that means, and we know that this is a complex number. We have a real part and we have an imaginary part, which makes it a complex number. So we know that complex multiplied by complex is again complex. And it seems like division is also going to be the same thing. We're going to have a complex number. And we're going to find out in the next video. Hopefully that helped. And as an extra challenge, try to see if you can compute a operations with complex numbers by dividing. This is a challenge before the next video.